He didn't want to be seen as speaking on behalf of the administration, so he wore his Harvard robes, which I think is such a funny little detail. And he gave this address, and he says, America does not go abroad in search of monsters to destroy. She is the keeper of her own spirit and no other. So this leads to one of John Quincy Adams' most very famous speeches. It's a July 4th address that he gave in the House of Congress. He says is we have our principles, but if we can try and force them elsewhere, it's going to fundamentally change our character. It's going to make us into a militaristic power, which is going to degrade our ability to uphold our own liberties. And so what he's saying is not that we shouldn't be sympathetic, or even, I would argue in sort of today's parlance, like we could provide money and arms, but we can't actually enforce democratic principles anywhere else because that's going to change who we are. And he worried that if we got involved in that conflict, not only would it drag us into centuries-long battles between European nations, which we had no interest and really no economic interest in wading into, but that it would change who we are. And so I think that's such an important distinction because he is never making an isolationist argument. And he's never saying we shouldn't have alliances or even that we shouldn't support allies, but rather that we cannot try and recreate the United States somewhere else.